Survivor's Journal. I finished setting up the landing gears that will serve as a guide and a brake for the grinding wall. After I set up all of them, I refitted the capture fighter with more decoys, and I'm starting to feel the need to actually automate this procedure, so I am starting to feel the actual need to have some sort of automated ship manufacturer, some sort of welder piston design that I feel I can incorporate within the hull, maybe between the grinder wall guide shafts. That might be something worth considering. But for now, the priority is actually getting the bridge up and running, and afterwards getting some thrusters on this baby and completing the warp drive.
Alright, so far here is the bridge under construction, lots of materials needed. I'm probably gonna have to mine a lot more silicon for the glass, but in short, this is it. One will reach the bridge from over here, the main production facility, so we can either go forward to the front part of the ship or go up and access the bridge. Now there are 3 control seats here, and of course I'm alone, but I have a feeling I'm not the only one that's kind of being harassed and doesn't really like the powers that be very much. So who knows, maybe I'll get some friends, and in any case I can always use the different consoles to control different aspects of the mothership. Now I'm adding some control panels, some control buttons here, and I will also add LCD panels to display different relevant information. Now, one thing that is worthy of note is that my oxygen supplies are running low, so I have to go out and try to find... Oh wow, you got really rotated there. And I have to try and find some ice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I have to try and find some ice to generate some oxygen. So I am going to do just that. Let me just check if the cargo is empty. It is. Okay. So let's connect it up. Release. No. 6 is the one that connects up to the piston, and I have to go and find some ice. Well, I managed to find some ice, and now I'm ready to start refining it and transforming it into oxygen. I built a little makeshift survival shack here, which will serve exactly that purpose, a survival shack. My suit is pretty much out. I'm at 91% now of the last capacity of the suit, so I am going to be forced from now on to resort to these guys, the oxygen bottles, makeshift again. So these are pretty cumbersome, so I believe everything is going to need a redesign. All my ships, everything. I'm gonna have to redesign them to actually accommodate an oxygen production facility, or at the very least have some storage where I can put in oxygen bottles and feed from there. Now, I installed a pretty simple system here, just an oxygen tank, an air vent here, and an oxygen generator. So I'm going to grab the ice that I had, put it in the oxygen generator, and right now, I hope I didn't, yeah, I closed the airlocks. So now, oxygen content in the room is pretty high, and let's just see how fares the oxygen tank. Filled at 1.26%. All right, I'm not sure how much ice this is going to take to fill up, so I put in roughly 400 kilos of the thing, about 400, yeah, 459 kilos of the thing of ice, and that will have oxygenated the room. And not only that, but also oxygen tank, but also fill the oxygen tank to 1.26%. So I am going to need a lot more ice than that. But for now, this will do the trick. Now I can take my helmet off. So let's just get it off. There you go. And I should be safe here. No gravity, but oxygen nonetheless. So that should help my suit recharge its oxygen supplies for a bit. And I can also carry around an oxygen bottle with me, but that will be so cumbersome. I'm gonna have to think a bit about my options here. This is going to be something. So let me see if my suit replenished its oxygen supply. It did. And now let's see how much the tank is up to. So oxygen tank, it's up to 3.65, and the generator does not have anything in it. So yeah, 400 kilos, roughly 1.5% of an oxygen tank. Okay, now that I have this kind of figured out, I think I'm going to connect this cargo container to the oxygen tank and see if I can't automatically feed the oxygen into the oxygen generator. So that's pretty much the next step. Alright, I can confirm that connecting the cargo container to the oxygen tank will indeed enable me to carry the ice all the way into the oxygen generator. And did it already refine everything? I guess it did. Okay, so let's check the oxygen tank now. 18%, so that was roughly 6,000 kilos of ice. Yeah. Okay, so I'm good here. Let me just get my helmet back on. And now on to the next part of this journal entry, which has to do... I'm aware that I'm losing oxygen when I use this airlock, but a more advanced system, I couldn't get it done in the short amount of time I had available. So let me just actually, I'll recharge the suit at the bridge. And now I have to start thinking about ways to get some more timer blocks in this place. So I'm thinking that I can cram a few up there in the roof of the bridge. That is a good place for a bunch of timer blocks. What I'm thinking about is having a ton of them just laying around, so to speak, and I'll use them as I need them, so I'll rename them as I need them. And I do believe, so let me pull up the timer block blueprints here. Timer block, okay. And I'm guessing I don't need this armor block here. Must have missed it. Yeah, I really don't. So let's get this nice and symmetrical. Okay. And now all I have to do is basically spam these. But I want to be able to access them directly, don't I? Well, not necessarily if I rename all of them. The problem is I'm not sure what the bridge's layout will be after this bit right here, so I only built up to here. And afterwards I believe that this will come... Well, I can extend this part maybe over up to here-ish, more or less. This part right here, I can extend the roof up to here, and then I can come down again and connect it up to here. I think that's the plan. I don't know if I have enough iron available right now to actually do it, so let me take a look. Inventory, iron ore. I have quite a bit of iron ore. Do I have steel plates? I have some. 3,000 ought to be enough to complete the bridge, at least the wireframe of the bridge. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that before I set up any timer blocks, because then I might be able to adjust things in order to have a better layout of the thing. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Okay, now that I have everything set up, and I renamed all the pistons, took quite a while, so there are 24 pistons in total, 14 for the opening and closing doors, and 14 for the extending and retracting weapons. I renamed them all and associated them with some random timer blocks, which I put in here. Now, to test out this system, I don't know which timer block is which, but the advantage of having them here is if I need to, I can access them directly, and they will also blink when they're active, so when I'm on the bridge I can see if anything's happening, if anything's wrong, what's going on. And now for the test, I want to see if I can... Actually, this isn't what I want. I want to see if I can actually get the system to work. So let's, I'm gonna have to put some LCD panels here to remind me of what button does what. But let's go into the timer blocks and choose our timer weapons deploy. There you go. Deploy weapons, and this we'll use the trigger now, and weapons retract we'll use to trigger now too, and each of these will activate. Let me just show this for logging purposes. Timers. So weapons deploy, ignore these ones, these are the inactive ones. Weapons deploy and weapons retract are the ones that I set up in the control panel, and if you'll just see here, each one of these will start the timer for the opposite set of pistons. So weapons retract will retract the weapons pistons first and then trigger the doors to extend with a 6-second delay. Doors extend, and the opposite goes for the deploy weapons. First the doors open, and then after 6 seconds again the weapons extend. So this having been said, all I have to do now is actually trigger this thing to open, and the deploy is on the left. So let's see what happens. Doors are retracting, everything is good, and after 6 seconds the weapons extend. Now if this Gatling gun gets past the port with no problems, all the other Gatling guns and missile turrets will too. So this is pretty much spot on, perfect for what I want. So now I want to retract them. So let's see if everything works in order. Weapons retract, and the doors will extend afterwards, and now I have a fully functional concealed weapon system, which will come in handy eventually, I'm sure. But for now, that is going to be the last of this journal entry. Next time, I do believe I have to complete this bridge, set up the airlock system, or at least get this thing pressurized, and I'll see where I go from there. Hey everybody, thank you very much for watching. I hope you understand that I had to use creative mode to spawn in that whole oxygen generating system, because there was no actual way of me enabling the oxygen or the ice spawning. I had to enable the oxygen system mechanic in order for ice to actually spawn, and even then it will only spawn in newly created asteroids, untouched ones. So I could not find ice quick enough. I tried for hours, I just couldn't do it. So this was the first time I had to use creative mode. They changed the games. It's well, they keep adding new stuff to the game, and this was one of those things that couldn't actually be helped. So thank you very much for watching again. Please leave a like, leave a dislike, leave a comment, and until next time, as always, I have been TheNirl, and I hope you have an awesome day.